Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Taylor, and I am the advocate of the devil. Over the course of time, mankind has been in constant battle with its emotions, its need to mate, feed, kill, and repeat. However, there's one particular feeling that wells up deep inside us all, sometimes at the worst possible moment. Anger. We all get angry. We stub our toe and curse the wall. We check our bank accounts and rage at numbers that, well, we should know since, come on guys, it's our money. It's what literally tells us how much we're worth. In the end, no matter what pitfalls we must all face, we must overcome that little piece of us that wants to relive the good old Neanderthal days, where we could club any animal we saw fit, destroy whatever was in our way. It's a proven fact that we are all in much better service to ourselves and our fellow men, women, and tiny, cuter men and women if we do away with such rapid-fire aggression and strive to forever remain balanced and calm. But here's the thing. Being angry is sometimes much more beneficial to both ourselves and the task set out in front of us. First of all, getting angry feels good. I've always been of a mind that repressing anything is more of a hindrance than a help. If you feel something, you need to get it off your chest. If you've got a dream or an aspiration, well, sitting on your couch isn't exactly productive in getting said dream realized. Repression is just another way of saying you aren't operating at your truest potential, at the height of your powers. You're holding back. You're accepting your lot in life instead of striving for something better. You're settling.
There are no two words in the English language more harmful than good job.
Repressing your wants and needs is detrimental to your health. Repressing your emotions does the same mentally. If you're feeling good, well, we're taught that that's a positive thing, so it's a lot easier to express it. So why don't we express anger in the same way? I don't mean punching a pillow or pummeling an enemy or even putting a fist through a cat cage because of a video game, but I do mean yelling and screaming. Haven't you ever been stuck in a situation that seemed to have no solution? You get frustrated, but you hold it in, not wanting other people to think that you're a crazy person.
Explosive is the kind of individual that you see screaming at the cashier for not taking their coupons.
So it festers inside and it just gets worse. Your mind gets stuck in an eternal loop because you aren't unleashing the fury. But when you finally do, when you finally take the chains off, let the rage out of the cage, when you finally give yourself the freedom to let loose, you feel better about it. Sure, it doesn't directly solve the problem, but what it does do is take away that mental block for just a little while. It frees up all that focus that was originally on the problem and allows you to suddenly focus on the solution.
You're focusing on the problem. If you focus on the problem, you can't see the solution.
Which brings me to my second piece of evidence: increased focus. I mentioned before how smoking, at one time, allowed me to focus on a single thought or idea so as to express it better, or deal with whatever the problem was, and hopefully come up with a better solution. Anger does much the same thing. When you're angry inside, you get blocked. But once you get to the breaking point and explode, suddenly you become hyper-focused on the problem. You deal with the situation so that you aren't actually angry anymore. On top of that, you start being able to eliminate the parts of the problem that are being problematic. You take out all of the options that lead you away from the solution, and you come up with the actual solution. Anger gets you motivated. Nobody likes feeling angry all the time, and the best way to get rid of that burning, acidic feeling in the pit of your guts is to deal with whatever it is that's getting you to that point. Angry at your game? Try different things, or look it up in a guidebook. Angry at your significant other? Express to them why. Come together and have a conversation about what the hell is going on. Coworkers not doing enough so that all the extra work / blame falls on you? Go to them when they aren't actually working, which is all the time, and tell them to take care of their tasks. The major issue with a lot of people is that they won't actually deal with whatever problem is causing them such undue stress. By getting angry, by hulking out, in a sense, you have the opportunity to no longer be shackled by that which you think is beyond your control. We see it all the time in pop culture too. Kratos finally gets some semblance of victory by smiting all of his enemies. Superhero flicks are essentially about punching your problems into oblivion. Sitcoms see all of their various characters get pissed off at one time or another, and then figuring out what the problem actually was, and then dealing with it. Getting angry is one of those things that happens to everybody. The third thing I want to talk about is, well, how anger in others can work to your benefit.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
See, that hyper-focus that happens when the gloves come off, that also does mean that you aren't focusing on everything anymore. You know why most teams in an online shooting game tries to have a good sniper? Because that one guy is gonna take out your entire team. So instead of focusing on the task at hand, you're doing everything possible to find that one guy, killing him, and taking over his camping spot. Which then leaves your defenses open to steal your flag, or creates a predictable attack pattern that gets exploited. Anger, to a purpose, is a useful tool, but it is a tool that must be used properly to even have a chance of success. Blind anger is just a distraction, both to yourself and others. It doesn't accomplish anything, and it leaves you open to be made a fool of. But if you can take that feeling, that restlessness, and do something productive about it, anger could be one of the most useful things in your growth as a human being. In much the same way as making mistakes, getting angry puts you in the mindset of fixing your problems, of realizing exactly what they really are, and doing something about it. And isn't that what life is really all about? Being a better you, the best you that you can be? I always thought so.
That's my secret, Captain. I'm always angry.
Despite overwhelming evidence to the contrary, I do hope I managed to shed some light into why getting angry is in fact a very good thing. Whether it be in the freedom you feel in finally getting off your chest what's been floating around inside like bile for what seems like eternity, or the focus it gives you to finally accomplish your hopes and dreams. Anger is a tool that, if used correctly, can be quite beneficial in one's life. Of course, when used incorrectly, it could have disastrous consequences. But such is life. Learning to use all the tricks and methods that it gives you to your own personal benefit. It's better to be pissed off than pissed on. But when your shoes get wet with a golden shower, you have to be able to hone in on that and deal with the issue that's in front of you. As always, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for a new piece of my mind every Wednesday at noon. And click the link in the description below to see us here at the Devil's Advocate gaming on Twitch, whenever time allows. Also, let us know in the comments below what you think. Did I set off the hair trigger within you to lash out at me? By all means, bring up all of your points against my own, so that I may proceed to prove you wrong.
Kaboom! You've been lawyered.
But for now, in the case of getting angry, the defense rests. Okay, so if laziness is just another word for sloth, anger is certainly wrath in its most basic form, those are both so-called sins. 2 down, 5 to go.